Hello, I'm Janelle Diller, and I write the Austria, Australia, and Mexico books for the Pack and Go Girls Adventure series. If you haven't discovered the books yet, you should find them in your library or on Amazon because they're a ton of fun. They're all about American girls who go to another country and meet a girl from that country. Together they solve mysteries and they develop this wonderful friendship. They're a ton of fun, and we're sure you'll enjoy them. This morning I'm going to read first chapter from the Mexico series, Mystery of the Thief in the Night. And this is about a girl from Seattle who sails to Barra de Navidad in Mexico and meets a girl there, a Mexican girl there. And right now I'm sitting in a marina in Mexico. Behind me you can see the boat masts. And this would be similar to the marina that Izzy would sail into with her family. So here we go. Chapter 1, Night Watch. Kaboom! Izzy Bennett jumped a mile high. Well, she didn't actually jump, and she certainly didn't jump a mile high, since she was sound asleep when the racket woke her. But her eyes flew open. Katie Kitty, Izzy's cat, was the one who jumped a mile high. Meow! She screeched. She tumbled off the bed and leapt into the cubby below Izzy's berth. Scaredy cat, Izzy muttered. We're just tacking. Her own heart pounded too, though, from the noise of the turn. She reached down into the cubby to scratch behind Katie Kitty's ears. It calmed both of them a bit. In a minute, the cat purred softly. The water whooshed against the side of the sailboat. Izzy closed her eyes and tried to go back to sleep, but it wasn't going to happen. They were sailing in a direction that made the boat tilt at an angle. Izzy felt like she was going to roll off her bed. When she slept at her grandma's house back in Seattle, she never had to worry about falling out of bed because the house leaned over. There was nothing normal about life on a boat. Izzy sighed and climbed out of her berth. She pulled on a sweatshirt and sweatpants and carefully made her way to the steps up to the cockpit. When they were at sea, it felt like they were living in one of those crazy circus fun houses. Nothing was flat. Everything was at an angle. Her dad sat in the cockpit reading. She crawled up on the seat with him and snuggled close. He put his arm around her. Izzy, Lizzie, what are you doing up at 2 o'clock in the morning? Katie Kitty woke me. She didn't like the noise from the tack. She didn't mention she didn't like the noise either. Katie was always a little nervous at sea. Well, more than a little. She tried not to think about all the scary things that could go wrong, like hitting another boat, or even a whale, or being knocked over by a humongous wave and then sinking fast, or getting lost at sea, or, well, just about anything that meant she'd never see fourth grade. She had a long list that got longer on every trip. Well, I'm glad to have a little company. Do you want to stand watch with me? No, Izzy said, but I'll sit watch with you. Her dad laughed. That's a good thing, because I don't want to stand up and watch for other boats all night either. Why do we say stand watch when we're always sitting? Izzy asked. I guess it's because hundreds of years ago, boats didn't have a comfortable cockpit to sit in. People had to stand and look all around to see if there was land or another boat or weather that might be a problem. Or pirates? Or pirates. The two of them sat quietly for a few minutes. Izzy listened to the rush of the water against the boat. She wished she could see some dolphins swim by. Sometimes she did. She loved to watch them jump and flip beside the boat, but tonight she only saw the moonlight catch the waves. Even though they were just off the coast of Mexico, it felt chilly. Nighttime on the ocean was always colder than it seemed like it should be. She pulled up her knees and stretched her sweatshirt over her legs. Her mom would say, Izzy, don't stretch out your sweatshirt. But her mom was asleep, and it was so cozy like this. Izzy, can you keep an eye out? I'm going to go below and make some more coffee. Do you want some hot chocolate? Yum! Can you put some marshmallows in it too? Her dad disappeared down the steps. Izzy picked up the binoculars. She looked in all directions to see if she could see another boat. Just in case, she looked for pirate boats too. There hadn't been a pirate on the west coast of Mexico for over 100 years. But that didn't matter. You can never be too careful. Then she focused on the direction where land was. Tiny lights dotted the horizon. They looked as far away as the dots of stars in the sky. Her dad climbed back up into the cockpit. He handed her a mug of steaming cocoa. "How much longer before we get there?" Izzy asked him. There was Barra de Navidad. It was a favorite stopping point in Mexico for boaters or cruisers. Izzy knew before they started their trip it would take over 24 hours of sailing to get to Barra, as everyone called it. Perhaps another 8 or 10 hours. It depends on the wind. What if the wind dies? Well, then we'll start the engine. What if the engine doesn't work? Then we'll call on the radio for help from another boater. What if there aren't any other boats that can hear us? Izzy's dad laughed and put his arm around her. What would you do if you didn't have something to worry about? Izzy thought a minute. Well, I'd probably worry that I didn't have anything to worry about. She slipped up a marshmallow and looked out at the night sky. Billions of stars twinkled in the black sky. She felt so cozy and warm next to her dad. For a few minutes, she decided maybe she didn't have anything to worry about, except an asteroid hitting the Earth. So that was chapter 1. Izzy arrives in Barra de Navidad because no asteroid hits the Earth. And she goes on a wonderful adventure where she and her new friend, Patti, find thieves, the people who are stealing dinghies off the back of boats. And she learns to love Mexico. I hope you have a chance to read the rest of Mystery of the Thief in the Night, and I hope you become a pack and go girl.